Chris Pang is a genuine Hollywood movie star. You'll have seen him on screens big and small in movies like Crazy Rich Asians, Joyride, and Send Help. He's in Hong Kong this week promoting his new TV show, The Season, that we shot in Hong Kong. So we caught up for lunch in Happy Valley at Pang's Kitchen, no relation, to talk about why he's not a foodie, why representation is so important, and why he loves Hong Kong cinema.
Cheers. Hey, cheers, man.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
This is great. Blue girl. Okay.
I'm Adam.
Adam, how are you? Chris.
Welcome to Pang's Kitchen. This restaurant has been here since 2002, and we've been one-star Michelin for 14 years. So this is one of our dishes, sweet sour pork with strawberry.
This is the famous one.
Yes. It's got some bone though, so please be careful.
So how long were you here for when you shot?
2.5 months.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So I actually was in Hong Kong in 2009 as a broke, poor actor who just had this dream of like, hey, I want to do films. Didn't know anything. I came to Hong Kong with one name, Uncle John,
Right.
who worked at Disney, but he worked in the accountants. Like,
Right, he's the bookkeeper.
he was on the computer. Uncle John introduced me to some people, and like I was here slogging it. I remember during that trip, every day I was just going, I had a list of all the production companies,
Yep.
and I would print out my CV, and then I'd burn my showreel onto a CD.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what we were using back then.
Yes, yeah. You and I are similar vintage, so yeah, burn them to
A
this.
CD with my showreel on it. And I'd go around to these production companies, and that was Milky Way. This is Johnny Toe's company. I'm like, my heart's pounding. I'm walking there. I'm like, hi, is Johnny Toe here?
Yeah. Sit around.
Not for you.
Yeah.
And I remember during that trip as well, like, because I didn't have any friends here either. I was just like hanging out on the weekend. I walked past Drag and I. And this was like 2009. It was peak.
Yeah.
It was popping. All the like international models were there, and it was just like, if you were cool, you were at Dragon Eye. And I'm like at the bottom of the stairs, you know, there's that iconic escalator going up, and I'd like look up and be like, I wonder what happens up there. It must be such a great light. And this trip, when I was filming this time, it was a big circle moment for me, because now I'm like, I'm in there.
Yes,
I know the stuff.
Best friends with Gilbert.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, Mikey's there, and like we're just having a great time, and I'm like, man, if 2009 me could see me now, I'd be so proud of myself. Melbourne's beautiful. I love Melbourne as a city. It's a great place to live. So I love growing up there. I think that stuck with me more was growing up Asian in Australia. I don't look Australian. And I feel very reminded of that, especially when I come to Asia and I'm like, oh, I'm not an Asian person here, I'm just a person. I think that was very apparent growing up in Australia. And that's got a lot to do with why I'm doing what I'm doing. Like when I was growing up, I didn't really see myself reflected in media. And I've now come to learn that visibility is very important. And diversity really is about seeing yourself reflected in the world around you, so that you know you're part of this world and part of this conversation, and this is your story too, and I belong here. And so it really became important for me to represent that. I was very lucky. Like, this is part of the reason why I love Hong Kong too. When I grew up, I discovered Hong Kong cinema.
Right.
And I started watching all these golden age era of Hong Kong cinema, all those like crime, like the triad films, and like I loved it. I found my culture through that. I think I was very lucky because I spoke Chinese. Whereas I saw a lot of my friends who didn't speak Chinese couldn't connect to that.
Yeah.
And that was a real shame for me. You kind of get to this forkroads where you're like, well, how do I deal with my identity? You either sort of, on one side, reject it completely and you try to assimilate as hard as you can.
Yep.
It's always been a very important mission of mine to affect the way that Asians have been represented on screen in Western media, speaking English. But that's why coming back to Hong Kong for me is so special.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it photographs so well. This is like one of the most beautiful romantic cities to shoot in.
Chris, food growing up, like your parents cooking at home or they're working all the time, what was the dinner table like?
My mum is a fantastic cook, and my dad's favorite cuisine is Italian. So we've got my mum, who's Taiwanese, being an expert now at cooking Italian food for us, and I, as a consequence, love Italian food now.
Right.
Like, it's my favorite cuisine too. At home, and always spoiled for food. And I think the combination of all of that has ended up with me. I don't know if I should tell you this because we're on a food show. I don't like food.
Okay, that's fair to share.
I have coined a term, actually. You know what an asexual is. I'm an a-foodie.
Wow, okay. You picked the right place to come today, my friend. Yeah.
So when I'm at home, I meal prep.
Okay. It's more function for you than
I just want a certain amount of protein, fats, and calories in my body every day.
To function.
So this is beef hor fun. I think I overheard your fitness gym guy, so I asked him to add extra egg for you, more protein.
Oh, thank you. So what is this? Is this a guan zhao ngao but with some egg on top? Oh, that's lovely. Amazing, thank you. All right, so this is actually one of my favorite Cantonese dishes of all time.
Okay.
A good guan zhao ngao, and this to me is how you know a restaurant's good or not. Because this is actually so hard to cook right. It's a very simple dish. There's not that many ingredients, but it's so hard to make it well.
I hope you like this one. It's a real test.
I hope so too.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch you. Yeah, well.
Because we're on camera and I'm not good at acting in real life. I'm only good at acting from a script.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
No pressure. Okay. I feel you're.
He's looking.
He's so invested.
He's gonna say this is.
He's nervous.
String out either.
He's nervous.
There's some chili sauce there.
Is that for this?
Good.
Yeah.
Is it okay?
It's good. It's good.
Okay, my day is done. I'm happy.
I think the hardest thing to get right is the beef, right? Like, you add the right ingredients, you'll get the taste, but getting that beef, so, how do you, it's nuan. Nuan. How do you say nuan in English?
Succulent?
Succulent. That is a good word. Succulent Chinese meal.
There it is. That's exactly it. That's always put a bait for that all day, mate. You got it.
What is the charge? Having a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
Well, it is very succulent. I'll tell you that much.
Well played, sir. Well played.
I actually have a moment in this series that we're promoting right now that's coming out. So there is a time of the year when all the billionaires bring their super yachts and park them all in the bay, and you have these massive parties on the boats. You can hop from boat to boat, and that's the boating season, and that's why our series is called The Season.
Gotcha.
It's the boating season.
And your character in the show, without giving the whole thing away, like what's the deal?
My character is a massive arsehole, which is why I had the best time shooting.
Okay.
He's the guy that we love to hate because he's just an idiot. But he's hilarious because he says what's on his mind. And I love that. You know how you have an inner monologue, right? And that stops you from, you can like filter your thoughts a little bit.
Yep.
And you should probably not say that. You should just think that. Keep this one to yourself, Chris. But Andrew doesn't do that. Andrew will think it and he'll say exactly what's on his mind, and I love that.
Okay.
So it was so fun to play that. And I always love those characters. Those like kind of idiotic characters that are just like, he's colorful.
Yeah.
You just don't know what he's going to do next, but he's very truthful.
I think we've seen that with other cultures and minority groups. They've had to build their own path and universe, and you see the success of maybe Michael B. Jordan's had recently with Sinners and Ryan Coolidge and what they've done. And it was interesting, an interview with Denzel Washington quite some time ago about a movie, the name of which I can't remember. And they asked him, why couldn't this movie be directed by a Caucasian director? And Denzel's answer was, it's culture. It's not about race, it's about culture.
Why did he need a black director?
It's not
Produce this
color,
work?
it's culture. Even Spielberg could direct Goodfellas. Martin Scorsese probably could have done a good job with Schindler's List. We all know what it is when a hot comb hits your hair on a Sunday morning, what it smells like. That's a cultural difference, not just a color difference.
It's a great point, and I think that authenticity is really what brings a community together, right? You can't make a black film and it doesn't ring true to the black community. It'll be immediately rejected. That's Denzel's point, right? And it's true. I think the reason why Crazy Rich Asians was so successful was because it really brought the community together, united us in a way that hadn't been done before. Because this felt like a project that was for us, by us, right? It was FUBU. I remember when that movie came out, I got messages flooding in on Instagram, people that I didn't know, talking about how important this was for them, because this moment was the moment they had looked forward to their whole lives. Here is a film that I can take my daughter to and take my mum to. And it's 3 generations of my family watching us on screen. That's something we can be proud of. And it was so beautiful. And it felt like a project that you, as an Asian person, had the job to go tell everyone and get all your friends to see it, right? And you don't get that level of authenticity unless you have filmmakers behind the camera first, writing those stories and then subsequently directing those stories, and then allowed us the freedom to do it the way that we wanted to.
Thank you, Chris. I really enjoyed this chat.
Dude, me too, man. It was great.
Thank
Good
you.
food, good chats. What more can you ask for?
Awesome.